We're gonna go live right now here on the Rat Pack Sports Show. We're not taking any commercial breaks. We can if we wanted to, but we're not gonna because we don't want to. So we don't have to pay any any sponsors anything. So we don't have to necessarily take breaks. We're gonna just keep it going, and when we and just we're gonna just run right into some Buccaneer talk here because um, we are doing a stream on Bucks Life, and there's a lot of Bucks fans that's gonna be tuning in. That's gonna want to hear some Buccaneer talk. So we will get into some Bucks talk, but I just want to let everybody tuning in say, hey, appreciate y'all tuning in. You're listening to the Rat Pack Sports Show. We are now live on our video streams on Facebook, Rat Pack Sports Show group. We're on YouTube as well, Twitch, and Bucks Life. So we're gonna get into some Bucks talk, and we're gonna get
All right.
into this past week's game between the Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. So anybody that is listening and watching on the stream, if you're watching on the stream and you want to make a comment, we do have a chat box. So just go ahead, make a comment in the chat box, and we'll answer the questions as I see them.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't see them right away, so I'm not ignoring anything. It's just I got a lot going on over here. I'm in between the conversations. I'm always online looking for stuff, and I'm not necessarily always in the window. So with that being said, let's get this thing going on, man. And it's been a an interesting off season
Yes.
for the Buccaneers. The way we ended the season, in the playoff game against the Rams, left a bit of a sour taste in I think everybody's mouth. Uh,
Oh, absolutely.
Especially
Uh,
from a defensive standpoint, dealing with
yes.
how we lost that game and the head scratching decision. Obviously, at the time, losing to the
Cooper Cup one. Cooper Cup 1-on-1. Why?
yeah,
How?
yeah,
How? And why?
how and why. We've been asking that question all off season. Every time we go into the conversation about it, we just hey, what, why? Like the Cooper Cup is only the number one receiver in the game right now. It's really hard to believe that you would just leave this guy on the island at that stage of the game. I'm making Stafford throw the ball somewhere else. So that's been our offseason. Um, Tom Brady retiring, which a lot of people expected Tom Brady to retire. So that wasn't a surprise. The surprise was just, less than 2 months later, my man said, you know what, I'm not done. And I'm coming back to play another year or at least finish out, his current contract. We don't know what he's going to do past that. I'm not even going to speculate because I don't know. All I know is he has one more year, and that is it. So we went from, man, who's going to be our quarterback, Blaine Gabbert or Kyle Trask? And man, what type of season are we going to have without a prominent quarterback like Tom Brady? To okay, we're back in it, and the enthusiasm shot through the roof again. Uh, People were excited about the regular season, and we got Tom Brady back. So we all looking at this like, me personally, this is it. Like me personally, I'm like, this is it. This is the last hurrah for a minute because at some point, I'd rather spend the time, and we got Boss Hall Sean Naylor checking it out on the stream. Yeah, so Boss Hall says he's
All
retiring
right.
after 22. I agree. I think he is. I thought he was retiring after last season. I was pretty sure about
Yeah.
that. So,
Look. Uh,
go ahead.
look. Tom Brady has nothing else to prove
No, not really.
on the football field. What else does he have to prove? The man has more Super Bowl rings than a single franchise.
He's got more Super Bowl rings than probably a few franchises put together.
Right.
Yeah.
But the man does not have anything else left to prove. And on top of that, he's got a nice cushion job waiting for him in broadcasting.
Yeah, and on top of that, it's possible
like
that he
like-
could go into ownership role as well from some of the stories we've heard.
And that's something that that has been heavily talked about. And but the thing is that in every one of his interviews, he talks about he doesn't really talk about any other franchises. He talks about his the affection and everything that he has for the Buccaneers. And the thing that I'm really seeing is that this is a guy that that actually wanted to come here for whatever reason. The guy looks legitimately happy to be in Tampa.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that transitions into something after he gets some playing. I don't know if the Glaciers would even consider offering him an ownership role. I think they would be smart to, but that's just me. Of course, there is that whole fiasco with the Miami Dolphins. Miami definitely needs some help in that front office. And I mean, he just got done building, what was it, like a $200 or $300 million mansion compound down there. So there's probably something to that.
Yeah.
Again, not gonna speculate.
Well, Boss Hog is saying in the chat that he already has a broadcasting deal with Fox. So
yes,
that'll be something he's will transition into when that time comes, and I say that time comes after this season. So
yes, absolutely.
Now my thing to that is the reality, right? The reality of after this season. We'll get into that a little bit later, but there's gonna be some questions that's gonna have to be answered as far as who and what is gonna lead this franchise moving forward after the season is over. But in that term, we'll get to that in time. We don't want to dwell on after the season. We're going to talk about right now. So we go into Dallas, and actually the Bucs were, I think, want to say a 2-3 point favorite going into Dallas. I personally was looking at it as, hey, we're the underdog. It's Dallas. That's a good team over there, and that's going to be a tough road win. Like this whole first month is going to be tough. So, I was one that wasn't sure if we was going to go into Dallas and play at that, play at that level. that they showed this past Sunday night. Obviously,
Right.
not realizing Dallas has had some major losses in the off season, and they came into the regular season uh beat and broken. And
Yes.
they were down the top two receivers. Obviously, I think it was Gallup. Gallup was hurt because he
Yes.
hadn't made it back yet from off season. Well, yeah, off season surgery, and they lose Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper is in
Right.
Cleveland, which I think we
Yes.
all said it at the time. Dallas might have made a mistake because you just don't
Oh, absolutely.
get rid of really good wide receivers, and really what you get in return from it. Draft picks.
Right.
I mean, come on now. I know the guy makes some money, and you just paid Dak, and this is the thing that teams have to deal with when you decide you're going to pay a quarterback that type of money. You got to make some decisions from a cap standpoint. So they had to get rid of
Yeah.
they had to get rid of Sean Naylor.
Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper, and he's in Cleveland now. So Dallas really came into this game with their own set of questions answered. They're one of the top linemen, Smith, is it Tyrone Smith, I think.
Yes.
Lost him in the preseason
Hmm.
with the injury that pretty much is, sidelined him for the season. So they had
Well,
their own set of questions coming into this game, but I figured that this will still be a tough game, and I just want y'all to see Boss Hog. Boss Hog is a Washington Commanders fan, so he's
yes.
loving every bit of the snowball effect on Dallas. He shows no shame in
No.
what's happening in
No. No.
Dallas.
No. It doesn't.
Because whatever
Well,
happens in Dallas mean, guess what? He is winning the division. That's the way he's looking at it. And he may be right. But
Yeah.
my man says Dallas signed Uncle Rico. They better sign somebody because it's gonna be a long one. You know,
Yep.
the young guy that they have as a backup ain't ready. Um, he's not ready for a long stretch. But Dak is only supposed to be out for a few games. They're saying
Yeah.
4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, maybe sooner, depending on how well he attached to rehab. So he had the surgery immediately after the next day after the game. So he's already in recovery. Boss Hog is saying week 8, he will be back. So week 8, you will expect to see Dak Prescott back. In that meantime, Dallas got to win some games, and they got to figure out how to do it.
Yep.
But before they had to figure out that, they could not figure out. And I was kind of surprised. Uh, they look bad. They look bad on offense, man, and a lot of it had to do with what Todd Bowles was doing with the defense. And
Well, that Tampa defense. Okay, I understand it's one game, but that was probably some of the best defense that I've seen Tampa play in the regular season in a long time.
well, yeah, and
That
I like to me, me. I'm kind of like this reserved, enthusiastic type of person. So I don't want to jump the
Mhm.
gun, too fast and beat my chest because it's just one game, right? There's 16 teams. There's 16 teams and 16 different fan bases that they overreact after the first week. So I
Mhm.
don't want to be that person that overreacts and says, "Oh,
No.
The defense is back. Listen, I want to break this game down in a way where you know it's Wednesday now, so the last few days just talking, talking about the game with you guys in the group, other people in
Yeah.
other groups, looking back at that game, and Boss Hall just said what I'm gonna say, and I got to look at Dallas as before the season that being a pivotal matchup. But after the offseason Dallas had and them kind of limping into that first game, um I've come to the realization that that wasn't a good team. Now defensively, yes, they have some players on the defensive side of the ball. But without that offense being able to move the ball and be who they were or be who they've been over the last few years, that defense don't even matter. They can flash in some spots on third down, and they could, Diggs could get him a couple
Hmm.
interceptions because that's gonna happen. But personally, I don't think Dallas is that good. And
Well, and when I say the defense was playing good, okay, again, like you, I'm very cautiously reserved. But one thing that I did notice is they're not playing off of the receivers like they have been the last few years.
yes,
Because me and you, we have called it out
yeah,
time and time again.
yeah.
I noticed that they were playing closer inside
Now let me ask you
to the
this.
receivers.
Let me ask you this, because again, Boss Hog is going to work right now. He's going to work, and even though he's a Washington fan, he's a realist. He's not a sugarcoater. He's not one of those dudes that's gonna just, you know, he's not looking
Right.
to pop off to be a shock jock or nothing like that. But you know, could it be that the Bucks didn't feel threatened at all by the receivers that the Dallas Cowboys had out on the field, that they felt comfortable of playing tight coverage like that?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And, and that's not taking away from the Dallas receivers because they're still professional.
Yeah.
Okay, they're still professional, but there was a different confidence in how they were moving around that field.
Yeah.
Now
I mean, again, it's
you
another
walk.
year. It's another year in the system, right? You always get better,
Hmm.
year to year. So it could be them being more comfortable in the system. Obviously, you got Winfield Jr., who's going into his you know, is it third season now? Yeah, his third
Yeah,
season, and he's more confident. And I look at Winfield Jr. as a leader in our secondary. To me, he's our one of to me he's our best player in the secondary, regardless of what
well, see,
anybody else is doing. I think Winfield Jr. is our best guy in the secondary. So,
well,
um,
up until I saw them playing, I would have agreed with you. But what I was seeing out of Dean and
no,
Davis last night,
well that okay,
I
yeah,
I can't take away from them
no, but
because it seems like that they're finally getting to that point of where we thought they were going to be when they were drafted.
yes, and
And
again,
maybe we expected too much out of that.
well,
Or maybe it was the defensive scheme altogether. Maybe they just had to be put into the right scheme. But with Dean beating out Winfield Jr. for the starting spot, that kind of raised my eyebrow for a minute.
Well,
But
no,
after seeing him play, I can't take anything away from Winfield Jr. and I'm not taking anything away from Dean.
no. See, my thing is this, and again, I'm gonna go back to the Cowboys not necessarily being a threat at the wideout. I know you had CD, CD Lamb, but he's still a young receiver, a ton of talent,
Mm-hmm.
game breaking type of receiver, but he's just one guy. So you
Right.
can he's not gonna beat you by himself. He's not that type of he's a good complimentary guy that if you have a Amari Cooper or somebody Gallup,
Right.
if you have Amari Cooper and Gallup and they're your 1 and 2 guys, then CD Lamb is gonna get off because a slot corner is probably not good. It's gonna be able to guard him. So the last season, you saw CeeDee Lamb have big games, but that's because the attention wasn't on him. It was on Cooper, it was on Gallup. Now, Boss Hog is saying not scary with no QB. Exactly. You're not no receiver is scary without a quarterback that could get them the ball. And Sunday, Dak whether it was coverages that was keeping him from letting it go, or he just wasn't seeing the field right, or he just wasn't completing, the passes. Dak didn't have a good game, even up to the point where he got hurt. He wasn't, doing anything. So
Right.
I don't, I don't want to jump again. This
Well,
is 1 week. I don't want to jump the gun, but my
well,
personal feelings is Dallas didn't make me feel uncomfortable at any point of that game. Like I wasn't
well,
worried about
but I took.
them. And from a running game standpoint, you already know we can stuff the run. That's you're not.
Well, yeah, we held Ezekiel Elliott to under 60 yards.
Yeah, you're not gonna stop us.
But,
You're not gonna beat us running at the strong point of our defense. So um that's not gonna happen. So
well, the thing is that you talk about receivers and you talk about a receiving core. Fast forwarding here a little bit to the game this coming up week,
yeah,
New Orleans Saints. They stocked up that receiving core.
it's gonna be a
Okay,
different game.
you have you have Thomas,
Yeah,
you have Landry,
yeah.
you have Olave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have I'm gonna presume Taysom Hill is going to be involved somehow.
Yeah.
There, you know, and I think that this is going to present a different challenge to them.
Yeah.
And I think that that defense will play differently than what they did Dallas because you don't have just one receiver to worry about now. You have
You got
a
three.
receiving core
Yeah.
that you are going to have to worry about. Not only that, but I believe Alvin Kamara has not been suspended yet. So you have that run or that running back that can catch the passes out of the backfield.
And they still have Ingram. They still have Ingram as well. And the Saints obviously
Yes,
from an offensive line standpoint, a lot better than Dallas Cowboys offensive lines. But we're gonna get into that game. I don't wanna switch gears yet. We're gonna get into the New Orleans game because I think there's a lot of intriguing matchups, coming into this game. But I do want to continue on with the Dallas, matchup as well. But
yes, okay,
the defensively, it was better. I mean, holding the team to 3 points in the NFL. Hey, Dallas was the only team in the whole league that didn't score a touchdown in week 1. And that was attributed to, what the Bucks did defensively. whether Dallas, was nursing injuries or not, you still, your job is to go out there and score points, and they couldn't do that. They made Dallas uncomfortable. So, you know, pass rushing, I thought the defense did a good job, rushing the passer, getting
Yeah.
Dallas, getting Dak Prescott off of his mark, not allow him to just stand back there in the pocket and get comfortable. And for as mobile as Dak Prescott is, throwing on the run is not really something that he's strong at. I mean, he can do it, but
No.
he's not a great thrower on the run. So getting him
No.
getting him off his spot was a big deal. And Vita Vey did a really good job. I think dude name is Nunez or whatever. The guy with the
Yes.
dreads.
Yes.
Is that him? I thought he had a good
Yes.
game. I thought he had a good game, plugging the holes against the run, getting some pressure in the backfield. Tryon Joe, the second year guy, I never
Yes.
get his name right. Number 9, Tryon something. Um,
Yes.
Dude is fast. He gets off the ball quick, and he flashed a lot last season. And I think his presence is what allowed the Bucks to really move on from JPP, because that young guy was he was better than JPP at a lot of times last season, and it was only right for them to put him into the starting lineup and let him be that guy playing a back cross from
Yeah.
another speed rusher and Shaq Barrett, so they could complement each other. And I thought a lot of times he came off the ball, he fired out the ball quick, and he got upfield, held his containment, rushing the passer, ran down some plays in the run game, applied a lot of pressure to Dak Prescott, and he did some really good. I was really impressed with him. I know he's good. I know he has the ability, and he just flashed. He flashed a lot, and that's all you at.
Well,
Don't make mistakes, and just show that potential of what you can be, and he did that. And from a linebacker standpoint, I've been real hard on our linebackers, because for a lot of the hype that Devin White gets, you know, I expect him to be better in pass coverage than he has been in years past, and we know he can blitz the
well,
quarterback. He's a big fast guy that can move, pretty good. So blitzing him, on the quarterback is one of his best attributes. But as a middle linebacker in the 3-4 defense, you got to be able to cover in pass coverage. And over the last few years, I didn't think he was that good. Against Dallas, he was around the ball more in the passing game. And when you're around the ball
yes.
more in the passing game, that means you're in position a lot of the times. You may not make the deflection, or you may not intercept the ball, but you're on top of him. He catch the ball, you're on him. That means you're there. You're there. And last season, a lot of times he was not there. Like, in a certain defense where the middle linebacker should be at, and he's not there. Against Dallas, I seen him swarming the ball a lot more in the pass game. Even when guys did catch the ball, he was right there to make the tackle. And he had a good game. I think he had 2 sacks. I want to say 7 or 8 tackles. So he had a good game. Lavonte David is just Lavonte David. He's steady, man. Just this it's David. Watching Lavonte David play, and I'm not making no comparisons, because there's only one. Double nickel is the best linebacker we've seen, and then after him, I can't put Lavonte David yet. I mean, Vontae David, obviously, he's been here longer, but my two most favorite linebackers in our franchise history is Derrick Brooks, Hardy Nickerson. So you can, I mean, you can argue me, but for in the Hardy Nickerson was a straight up animal, and those my two. If you hadn't told me to pick two, top two, it's D Brooks, Hardy Nickerson, and then everybody else, and that's the way it's gonna stay. That's the way it's gonna stay. But you know, David is there. I mean, one of the greats of this franchise, and he just does what he does, man. And he was around the ball, flying around the ball, always around, the tackles, and um defensively, for everything that Dallas didn't do, a lot of it had to do with us on defense, and we made them uncomfortable. Uh Now they just, it's gonna be a problem for them moving forward. But for that game, hey, Dallas, we defensively we did what we were supposed to do. If a team come in walking like a wounded duck, you got to make sure that they don't get off. And that's what, if you're a
Right.
good defense and you're a good team, teams like Dallas, you have to. This is what you have to do against teams you know that's injured, short players, missing their better players. You can't allow them to get confident. You can't allow them to do what they want to do. Make them uncomfortable, keep them uncomfortable the whole game. And that's what they did. And Todd Bowles, he's one of the better defensive coordinators in the league. And
Mm-hmm.
he knows how to run the defense. And it's just different. Now I'll tell you this. It's a different, and now we're going to transition to the offense, but the offense also has something to do with defensive philosophy. For a lot of years, Buccaneer fan, pound the rock, buck ball. We know what that is. We know what it looked like.
Yes.
We've seen it 1,000 times over throughout the years under Tony Dungy, even with Gruden.
Mm-hmm.
Gruden ran the ball a lot. We had the ability to do that. We had a great defense. We leaned on our defense. And that is what we do. So at the end of the day, I feel like, and this is better for the Bucks because you don't have to lean so much on your throwing the ball. You don't have to lean so much on Brady if you don't have to. He's there if you need him, obviously. But if you can limit the number of throws that he's making, he'll be fresher down later in the season. It's only better for the team and the franchise for this
Mm-hmm.
season. Obviously, after this season, we'll figure that out. But it's for this season. What I like in us, me, you, left field correspondent who's on the line with us, even Boss Hawk, Sean Naylor, Nicholas Lane. We last season, there was a lot of times where we were in games and we were just throwing the ball just to throw the ball. It's not that we couldn't run it. We were just throwing the ball just because. In situations where you should be running the ball, we still throwing it. And left field correspondent can really, you know, get on board with this because we've always had this conversation. Is the in it in For everything that I say against Jameis when he was here, I do agree with him in this process. Bruce Arians' offensive philosophy isn't isn't for a young quarterback. So
No.
that was mistake number one. The no risk it, no biscuit, whatever the saying was. I never liked that because for me, Jameis was always a quarterback that was prone to a mistake if you give him too many opportunities. We've seen it, in college and all throughout, his years here as a Buccaneer. He is what he is. That's just it. So what I like what Todd Bowles did is he's like, listen, whether it was strategy for Dallas or that's something that he's gonna go with the rest of the season is we're gonna run the ball, we're gonna play defense, we're gonna we're gonna play off the play action, which that's what Tom Brady is great at, and when we need to, we'll lean on them. But if we can, we're just gonna line up, we're gonna run it right at you, and this season, for everything that the Buccaneers went through early in training camp with losing offensive linemen or injuries, you lose Alex Kappa in the offseason. Ali Marpet, he retires unexpectedly, and you got to pretty much rebuild, your offensive line when you really wasn't expecting to do that. So they go out, they bring in Shaq Mason from New England. He has experience playing with Tom Brady. They bring in a few other guys, free agency wise, to help for depth. And what do you know? He went out and brought in road graders because one thing that I will give major credit for, and it doesn't matter that Dallas was injured. One thing that you can't you can't discredit and you can't overlook is a team just lining up and physically imposing their will on you, because you don't need skill position to do that. You don't need from an upfront standpoint, Dallas was healthy on the defensive side of the ball for everything we know. They had their guys, they had their defense was intact. So offensively, the way we attack them is something that I see us going at for the whole year, because was a different feel watching Byron Leftwich call the plays in week one than it was probably all last season. Just from a play selection, just balance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ran the ball nearly as much as we passed it. And it was a situation where, yeah, you could have went out there and threw 40, 50 passes, but you didn't need that. You was able to just line up and just run the ball with Leonard Fournette. And even White came in, had a couple good good carries, but we established the run early and we stayed with it, and we played our passing game off of our ability to be able to run the ball. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be able to do that every week, but it's the mentality of, hey, we're going to be a physical football team that people need to look at and say, okay, now we see an identity. We see an identity. They want to come out. They want to run the ball. Okay. So what if a team says, you know what? We got to stop them from running the ball today. Now what? We got Brady at quarterback. We got Evans. We got Godwin. We got Julio Jones. Go ahead. Put that extra man in the block and play man-to-man across the board. We want you to do that. But now we have the ability to play chess with these defenses. And whatever you think our weakness is, go ahead. If you want to stop the run, we'll throw it. You want to line up and stop the run pass, we'll run it. We keep them off balance. And now seeing that we kind of have the ability to do that now is probably, it's a good thing. We don't have to lean so much on, Brady throwing the ball. I'm not saying nothing against it. I'm just saying I like balance. I like, the the notion of we're not predictable on offense. So
Well, right. The thing is that when you have a good running game, that opens up the pass.
yeah,
That's football 101. And the thing is that we is that we have got to keep that mentality going through the rest of the season. And another thing that I liked is, and I even said this in the chat group that last Sunday night. Who is this number 13 playing? Because that is not the same Mike Evans that I remember. This Mike Evans was actually going across the field. This man was actually running into coverage. Like, what happened?
well, I think what happened is when look, Mike Evans is who he is. He's been a really good receiver. I don't like to use the word great because great is only for greatness. So he's been a really good receiver in this league since the day he's come in. Mike Evans has always had some deficiencies in his game where we questioned you're too big not to be a physical wide receiver and try to play finesse game all the time. You're a big body, use that body. Yeah, you're gonna take some hits. That's part of the job. Go across the middle. We've been saying this for a while now, and I think when you see guys like Chris Godwin, just fearless on the field. It doesn't matter how many times he get hit. He gets up, he goes back, runs the same route. Boom, gets hit, go back to the huddle, same route. Toughness. Julio Jones, same thing. You don't have any choice. You're playing with two dudes that they'll give up their body at any point in the game to make a catch. You've seen Julio Jones in the pass that Brady completed. Dive out, lay out for a pass. You see Godwin doing that all the time. Even to throw that Brady miss where he was open on the flag route and he threw it more to the sideline than up the field. He laid out for that. Laid out for it. We didn't see that enough from Mike throughout the years to where there's certain things that complete wide receivers do. And they do it all the time. They don't take breaks, off. They don't make those, what we call them, life decisions where you're going across the middle, you see somebody, so you kind of alligator arm, or you tense up, you slow down.
Business decision.
You make a business decision. Great receivers don't make business decisions. The number one job is to make this catch. So seeing Mike Evans move around, play inside the slot, do a lot of these, different things to where you can move all three of these guys around at any point on offense. They can play anywhere on the field, makes you even more unpredictable in your passing game. And I know Godwin, tweaked his hamstring, which is, I think he might be out 2 to 3, 4 weeks, but that's not a big deal. A lot of people made a big deal about it because, him coming off of the ACL and they're trying to tie the two together. But we all watched
He shouldn't have been playing.
We all watched the NFL across the league week one. There's a lot of hamstrings that get pulled because these dudes ain't ready. It don't matter if you just coming off of surgery in the off season or you completely healthy. You see more muscle injuries in the first month of the season than at any point because you're literally going from not doing anything. You don't hit in training camp. You're not playing the physical game,
Right.
getting ready. You don't play preseason football. So you're going into week one. Ain't none of these dudes ready. None of them. None of them ready to play like 60 minutes of hard contact. So You see
Right.
hamstrings get pulled week after week. Mike Evans, he got a calf strain that happened in that game. He played through it, but he strained his calf. So the only healthy receiver we got, well, the only receiver we got that's in our top 3 that ain't on the injury report is, guess who? Julio Jones. Where everybody was coming into the season saying, "Oh, what we got him for? He washed up." Y'all people making a big deal because we let go Tyler Johnson, who ain't did nothing in the league, to keep Julio on the team.
At all.
Like what? And I'm sitting here in these groups and I'm arguing with fans that they're really upset that we cut Tyler Johnson to keep Julio. I'm like, well, am I going crazy?
So here,
Am I going crazy?
so here, so here's the thing about that, because I was one of those people, and I see a lot of potential in Tyler Johnson, but my
Where?
question is,
Where do you see the potential
Hey,
of Tyler Johnson
to keep him on the team?
I've seen what I need to see as far as
what did you see?
I've seen him make some catches. You can't tell me you haven't seen him make catches.
You in the pros, you better make some catches. That's
William. I'm sorry, Dave. I have to get into.
Go ahead.
I have to.
Okay, let's get into this, Phil.
I have to intervene.
Okay.
You have. Okay, good thought. You have a great scenario. A lot of people knew of Chris Godwin, but they were like, he fell so far. Everyone knows Chris Godwin was killing NCAA
corners
that year when they won the Rose Bowl. You saw the game, okay? Did you see anything?
He made Zach Wilson look like $1 million. Or not Zach Wilson, but the Penn State quarterback.
Yeah. Did you see anything close to Tyler Johnson in college?
Yes, I actually saw a lot of Tyler Johnson in college, but that's what I spent most of my Saturdays doing.
Listen, Tyler Johnson is not an upper echelon. He's not even a good receiver. He's a third tier receiver. He's a third tier receiver.
Now hold on, because now you're insinuating that I was saying that he was going to be a starter for us. No. Tyler Johnson is not that guy. Tyler Johnson is exactly what you just said. He is a good third receiver. He is good for a few plays. But now the reason that I was mad that we cut Tyler Johnson was not necessarily the Tyler Johnson aspect, it was the Julio Jones aspect. And it's still a question that I have. Is he a one-year rental, or is he going to stick around? Because I'm sitting here and I'm seeing us repeat the same Rent-A-Center type team that we keep on putting together with
our GM,
names.
bro. That's our GM.
Well,
that's what he does. He doesn't know how to draft.
Buddy, and you refuse.
He doesn't know how to draft. Everyone knows that. He does not know how to draft.
Sure he does. He knows how to draft a kicker in the second round.
The only thing Jason Light has drafted for himself is he's good at linebackers. He's good at linebackers. Everything else, someone else pulled them strings. Someone else pulled those strings.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't think for a minute that Vita Vea was his idea. You can't you couldn't convince me of that at any point in time.
But I don't wanna tell beating him down. I'm talking about Tyler Johnson. Tyler Johnson was drafted what, third round, second round?
I think I want to say third.
No, he was drafted fourth round.
Fourth round?
Fourth round.
Fourth round, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fourth round. Still trash. You still had better options. You have better options.
But
I have to look into
my
it.
question is are those options going to be here after this year?
We don't know.
This is my whole point.
You know what, William? You know what? When Brady signed, you already knew what it was gonna be.
Yep.
Super Bowl or bust. Whoever they're gonna bring in,
I said that at the beginning of the season. Look, I'm not naive and I'm not a fool.
Listen, what I'm saying is, when Brady signed, you threw the aspect of building a team, you threw that away. As long as he was going to be here, you threw it away. Building a team for the future, you threw it away. That's why you got all these high output older players. I like Julio. I don't like Tyler Johnson. But you know what? I'd rather have Julio Jones a year, maybe 2 years, more than putting stock in a Tyler Johnson for 5-6 years and he never pans out. I'll take that. I'll take that hit every day.
And I'm not taking anything.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Julio. Okay, please do not think that. Like I said, my only question is this Julio thing? Is this a 1 year thing, or is he going to be here for 2 or 3 years?
When is Brady leaving?
After this year?
When is Brady's contract up?
At the end of this year. At the end of this year.
That's it then.
Yep.
When Brady's gone, everything else is gone.
Yep.
Now let me ask you this, and yes, I am going to live up to my name, my nickname of the Crockpot, and I'm going to start stirring some stuff up. So, what do you think he would say if they got another potential, we'll say, top tier quarterback?
Who? Julio?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean,
who? Who's the quarterback?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No, it's never gonna happen.
No. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
You got lucky with guessing Tom Brady.
Lamar Jackson is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Do you know what his number one problem with Baltimore is?
No. What I'm thinking.
They don't have receivers.
Yeah, but this is the thing, dude. And we still got to talk about the new upcoming game here for the Bucs. But this is the thing here, and I'm gonna say this, and I hope everybody listening hear me loud and clear. All right. I don't want Lamar Jackson.
Well,
Reason
Exactly.
I'm not saying I
No.
want Lamar Jackson either.
No, but a lot of people do, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Hey, Lamar Jackson, listen, you bring Lamar Jackson in here, and you want to talk about some bad free agency and drafted decisions before we add $300 million to the salary cap. You go ahead and bring in Lamar Jackson, because now you got to navigate the salary cap with 30% gone right off the bat. I don't
You're
want
right.
that. I don't want that. I'd rather have. I'll start over. Put Kyle Trask out there, and you can bleed that money into other positions of need, bringing in quality free agents while he sits and hopefully develops into your quarterback that you drafted. With Todd Bowles, if let's say Todd Bowles is successful and he stays around, we don't need a $300 million quarterback. We can win games with a guy with half of that guaranteed money and just sit there, hand the ball off, play defense. And when we need to throw it, we can do it, but we ain't dependent on it. So,
here's the thing. I am with you guys. Okay, I do think we need to see what we have in Kyle Trask. The only reason I brought up Lamar Jackson is why not?
No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm sorry.
Look.
Hey,
Look,
they
okay,
drafted him.
see,
My
this
idea is this: they drafted him.
Well,
So,
Jason Light drafted him.
man, listen.
Jason Light drafted him.
Jason Light may have
That's
drafted
the
him,
issue.
and Bruce Arians
Okay, but-
may
Jason
have
Light
drafted him.
drafted him. That's the issue.
But you have him on the roster.
Everything he drafts in Florida fails.
You have him on the roster, and I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair here. I don't even really watch the preseason, but I did watch enough. I did watch enough to where I saw Kyle Trask make some reads that showed me he is progressing. And he made some throws in the preseason. And I know it's a preseason, but the preseason matters to a young player. It don't matter to the vets. It matters to a young developing player, though. And I seen him do some stuff this preseason throwing the ball that I didn't see last preseason with him throwing the ball. So that shows me he is progressing. He is getting better. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Gators fan. I'm not a Noles fan. Actually, the team that I root for in college, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. That's how bad we are. But I saw enough of Kyle Trask. I saw enough of Kyle Trask. Hey man, stop laughing. Stop laughing, all right? Okay. So
I was gonna put the team. I
No.
was gonna put it out. The
No.
team that you like.
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, bro.
I'm just gonna tell
you
know
know
what?
fool.
I'm gonna tell the people. I'm gonna tell
No.
the people right there, right now. Debo likes a high school team. He don't like college.
Listen,
He want every player from that high school team to jump to the league. He don't believe in college anymore.
man, listen.
That's why he never said. That's why he never said a team, a college team, because he's stuck with high school.
Whatever, man. Let me finish my point.
Back
Let
to
me
what
finish
you was
my
gonna
point.
say.
Okay.
Let Phil just told all your business.
Yeah. Let me finish my point.
I'm
here.
just saying.
So, Trash, I saw enough of in college that I actually like the kid.
Did you say trash?
No, Trask.
Did you say trash?
Whatever. Man.
Oh, okay. I thought
But-
you said the trash. I was like,
No,
you can't help the man. Then you call him trash.
no. I like him. So until he shows that 100% he cannot play the quarterback position, I'm gonna give him a chance.
We already see that.
I'm gonna give him a
We already
chance.
see that.
Man, listen.
Yeah, but here's my question, CC. If it's not Trask, then who are we going to put out there? Blaine Gabbert?
Listen,
That's what I'm talking about.
We have a plethora. We have a plethora of options.
Who?
We have. I'm gonna tell you right now. They thinking about Baker.
Man, don't do that.
Man,
Don't do that. Don't
man,
do that. Don't do that.
No.
Listen, they were thinking about
man.
Jared Goff too. They were thinking about Jared Goff too.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
No, not only.
Okay,
no,
let me
but
ask you
hell
this,
no.
left field. If Detroit don't want him, why we want him?
Because our general manager likes him.
Man, hey, I tell you what.
Well,
I tell you
general
what.
manager can go be the general manager of the line.
I tell you what. If we bring in Jared Goff, I'm revoking my fan card. I am not watching. I am not watching Jared Goff in the Buccaneer uniform. I'm not. Listen, Carlton.
I will watch Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
In a Bucs uniform.
I'll take
before
Baker.
I do
Left
I'll
field.
take Baker.
Left field. When I'm gonna give you props on this one. When Jared Goff was in the Rams, everybody was praising him for being, how good he was with the Rams, and you kept saying,
I told you he was trash.
He's trash. You kept saying he is trash. This dude is trash. He's a system.
Yeah.
This is the system that's making him look this good. He is not that good. Since this man has been in Detroit, now I know Detroit is, they are what they are, but Jared Goff is probably a 20 to 30 ranked quarterback. That's good enough for we're always looking for your replacement.
You're right.
So, I mean,
yes.
No, for real. If you're a quarterback in at that 20 to 30 range, and from a statistic, Pro Football Focus ranking high, whatever system you want to use to rank quarterbacks, if you're a guy in that 20 to 30 range, your job is on the line every season. Every season.
Every season. Every game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Detroit has the same problem. Actually has the problem now that we're going to have next year. If it's not Jared Goff, then who? Next year it's going to be. If it's not Kyle Trask, then who?
But this is the difference. This is the difference with the Buccaneers. If you decide, if Todd Bowles decide Brady is going, we already know that. So if Todd Bowles decides that Kyle Trask is going to be his guy next season, I'm already going into the season expecting us not to be good. Detroit is bringing in Goff with the expectation that Goff is going to help them be a good team. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference.
See, and that's where they made the mistake, because it's just like what left field said. It is the system. It is the players around him. If you don't have the players around him, he is not going to be good. Now, Dan Campbell up there in Detroit, he's doing a good job by bringing in some players to surround him with. They're not there yet.
I actually like what Dan Campbell is doing with the resources he's been given.
Dan Campbell is running the ball. He has two strong running backs.
Yeah.
He's running the ball.
Yeah, I would too.
And he knows he didn't want Jared Goff.
No,
they forced him.
Yeah, he got stuck
on
with
him.
He got stuck
with
what?
Goff. Let me make sure my running backs are good, because we've seen Jared Goff. Yeah, he went to the Super Bowl and failed.
Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl when?
What 3 years ago?
No, he didn't.
Hold on.
Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did. Yes, he did.
Yes,
No, he did it 3 years ago.
yes,
We were in the
yes,
Super
sir.
Bowl.
No, dude. The
Yes,
freaking Chiefs beat him.
3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Wasn't it the Chiefs that beat him?
No.
Hold on, man.
No,
What
he
are you
lost.
all smoking over
You know
there?
what? They lost. They lost to the Chiefs.
That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs beat them
Yeah,
in that Super
they
Bowl.
lost. Yeah, they lost because Jared Goff was a shit show as a player that year.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was
yeah. William. William.
what's
was that the Super Bowl down there in Miami?
I don't know.
Gurley got hurt.
Yep.
Gurley got hurt, and
Okay.
everyone was saying, "Oh, okay, Goff is gonna shake the world," you know. And he fell. He fell flat on his face.
Miserably.
And
Okay.
and
Okay.
not the next year, the year after. That's when they made that trade, and
Yep.
then
Well, but
now the Rams got that Super Bowl. But they gave Jared Goff
Hey, they
everything.
gave him. Hey, but
His
you know what?
offensive line was stout.
This is how
His
bad.
defense was stout.
Yeah.
well,
Your
you know,
running back was
so
stout.
This
okay.
this
but-
is how
so,
bad.
So here's the thing. You have to look at this situation with Jared Goff the same way that you're looking at the situation with Carson Wentz in Washington. This is their last stops. If Jared Goff does not succeed in Detroit,
They'll be
he's
back.
done as a starter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's done as a starter.
He's done as a starter. Mark my words.
But that might be
I
the
don't
best.
believe that.
You don't think so?
He will be a camp body.
With Wentz, I don't believe that. I believe he'll get another shot.
Carlton, how
I
can
believe
you say
he can
that?
get another shot.
How can you say? Wait, no, hold on. How
Listen.
can you say that? Because he
You-
was
you know
drafted
why?
by Philly. The only reason
I'ma
Philly
tell
won
you
the
why.
Super Bowl is because of Nick Foles. He went to Indianapolis and he laid
Listen.
an egg.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Wentz played that whole year, and no one could touch him in Philly. He was the man in Philly.
You talking about his first season?
He got hurt. He got hurt. Okay, fine. He kept getting hurt. That's the issue with Wentz.
Yeah.
He keeps getting hurt. When he went to Indy, their defense was budding. They had started getting better. And he still did not have a credible receiver.
No,
You know
no,
what's
hold on.
funny?
How can you say that?
Hold on. You know what's funny about the Colts?
Listen,
When
T.Y. was hurt.
yeah.
He was off and on. He was hurt, and they did not have another player to take off the reins. But Michael Pittman Jr. he was budding. Okay, he was budding. He still was not a good receiver, not a prime time, but a receiver like, okay, he can take over. He was getting there. And Jonathan Taylor started getting better at the end of the year. The first part of the year, Jonathan Taylor was just like, and Marlon Mack was still running the ball. Marlon Mack got hurt, and then Jonathan Taylor came in there like halfway of the season, and then it was just like, oh, okay. No one cared about Jonathan Taylor early last year, because he was a second string running back. So now Carson Wentz sadly, he took the brunt of what happened. You remember your quarterback takes all the credit, take all the blame.
Mm-hmm.
So now Carson Wentz in Washington, he's in a good situation. He got Scary Terry.
And this is why I say it's do or die for him.
It's not do or die. It's not do or die.
I'm sorry, I just don't see another team
I believe
taking that risk on him.
He's a good quarterback. He's really a good quarterback, and they know he's a good quarterback.
He is a good quarterback.
Indy is still trying to appease the ghost of Peyton Manning. They're still trying to do
that will never happen.
Exactly. They need to let it go because small market teams, man. Same thing here in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
They riding the ghost of certain players. We still have not gotten over a legendary defense.
Hey, no, I ain't never getting over that.
No.
I'm never. I'm gonna tell
Exactly.
you. You know why? Because you just said it right before the caption, a legendary. So any defense that we see, that's what we matching them up to. They ain't gonna never. They're never gonna hold up to that candle. They're never gonna hold up to that.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
So
and
again,
I mean,
Carson Wentz had to deal with the ghost of said player. Now he's in a situation. Who's the legendary player who came the last 5 years before Carson Wentz? No one.
For Washington?
Yes. The last 10 years, who's the legendary quarterback who came after that? No one.
Nobody.
They've been playing exactly. So, right, Carson Wentz is probably the best. He's the best suited for Washington needs right now, and he will flourish. And he got some good receivers. And he got a great offensive line, and he got a great running back system.
Left field,
and the defense is getting up.
Left field.
Well,
he should be fine, bro.
This is why I say, I really do feel like this is going to be the that do or die thing for Carson Wentz. He has all the tools there. This is why I'm saying that. You brought up some really good points.
And I understand your point. But again, Goff is do or die because everyone knows he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is a system quarterback.
No, he's not a system quarterback. He's not a good quarterback, period.
I don't even think at this point you can't even. I mean,
Wentz is a good. If Wentz leaves Washington, he'll still get upper echelon job just because number one, he got a ring.
Yeah.
And number two,
he was on that team.
The reason he got a ring is because of him. Philly got a ring because of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't get there with Nick Foles.
You know what's funny?
Remember, they cut him.
You know what's funny? And I totally forgot that he was on that Super Bowl team.
Yeah. Well,
he was hurt, but when people talk about Carson Wentz, Dude, they don't even mention Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Exactly.
They don't.
Exactly.
No,
They don't, right.
because they don't look at him as the Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for him, Philly, they ain't got no shot.
Right.
They
If
have.
they wouldn't have got there, they wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
He got hurt. What? Like the last two games?
Yeah,
Or he got hurt early?
No, he got hurt. They were 11 and 3.
He got hurt, what, midway through the season?
No, it wasn't midway.
No, he got hurt in the playoffs.
Week 14.
He got hurt in the playoffs.
Week 14 of that season was when he got hurt.
Midway through the season.
No, week 14.
Yeah, he got hurt in the playoffs.
No. What Boss Hogg just put it in. Boss Hogg said he was 11 and 3 the year they won the Super Bowl in Philly. That was before he got hurt. They were 11 and 3.
Then I retract my my statement when I said he laid an egg in Philly.
No.
Because
he got hurt.
I retract my statement.
He kept getting hurt.
Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy.
He kept getting hurt.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but
he got an issue with his leg.
But the thing is that the reason that I really do feel like he kept on getting hurt is when he came back from that first injury, he was not the same guy.
He took a lot of unnecessary hits scrambling.
He took too many hits.
That was the problem.
He took too many hits because his receivers were trash.
Oh, I was about
straight up and down. His receivers were trash.
He had what? He had who? Brown, Jackson. What was Deshaun on there?
Was Deshaun Jackson?
No, because they let
Tampa at that time.
They let Brown go.
Who was
I
Brown?
believe that year.
Brown who?
They let Brown go. I mean not Brown. Deshaun Jackson. I'm sorry, Jackson. They let Jackson go. That year that they won the Super Bowl, they let Jackson go.
Wait, now was Alshon there, or did Alshon come after?
Yeah, Alshon always hurt. Alshon hurt right now just watching TV.
Yeah, he's out the league, ain't he?
Well, I mean, we all know that. I'm just trying to think of a receiver that was on that team.
He was. Alshon was there. Alshon was their best receiver, and he was hurt off and on.
I thought they had drafted a receiver or something like that from like Alabama or something like that, but I don't ask me what his name is because I couldn't tell you.
I don't recall, but that was all on Carson Wentz. That was all Carson Wentz.
Well,
they had a decent running game.
I retract that statement.
Oh, but Carson Wentz, he's a good quarterback, man. He's just been in bad situations. And then he tries to do too much and gets hurt. So that's honestly what I feel that hopefully Ron Rivera can, like, I don't know, kind of coax that, kind of get that out of his system, that he doesn't have to do everything, because like you said, he's got a lot of weapons around him. Right. He doesn't have to do too much now. He's good. You know, he got Scary Terry. He's not even gotten to his prime, and he's a weapon. He got Curtis Samuels.
Yeah.
He can blow. He can hurt people. And then you got Jahan Johnson. That's the young receiver, the rookie. I think he scored 2 times last week.
Yes.
And then you got two good running backs, and your offensive line is decent. So he doesn't have to do too much.
No.
Right.
So honestly,
Right.
they should win. They should win that division. They
There
should.
ain't nobody else in that division that can keep up with them. Who?
The Eagles.
Who?
The Eagles. The
Nah.
Eagles. Oh shit me, yeah. Yeah, they've been changing stuff. Their defense should be pretty good.
Yeah, they should
Well,
be pretty good. They've made some moves in the
all I
offseason
know
too.
is it's not Dallas and it's not the Giants.
No, not.
Hey, listen,
they're gonna be fighting for fourth place.
Giants might surprise some people. Nobody thought they was gonna go in there and beat Tennessee.
No,
Hey,
that's on the heels of Saquon. That's it.
Yeah, I'm about to just say Saquon Barkley looked like he was in rookie form.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Saquon stays healthy and everything, then yeah, the Giants might have something to say about that.
Well,
but if Saquon goes down again, that's going to be it.
That's depending if Daniel Jones can make the throws.
Yeah, and he can't do it.
No.
I don't know why they still hold on to him. I don't know.
They probably looked out there and realized it wasn't really nothing else better out there for them to let Daniel Jones walk.
I would have let one of these homeless dudes play quarterback than let Daniel Jones continue to be quarterback.
Oh man.
I'd have gave one of the most fit homeless dudes a contract, $700, and you get all the food you want.
That's a shame.
And you my quarterback.
That's a shame.
Oh,
$700. I know what? I'll give you know what? We in New York. I'll give you 1,000. New York is expensive. I'll give you 1,000.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
free lodging, and I want you to be quarterback. Oh, you got a good arm? Cool. Come on.
And by the way, don't say New York and associate that with the Giants and the Jets. New York people will tell you there's only one New York team, and that's Buffalo.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing.
Hey, Boss Hog.
That's the same thing.
Boss Hog said William Graves will give you a free lifetime membership to his fantasy team.
You know what? At least one of my fantasy teams won this week, Boss Hog. What's your excuse?
Yikes.
Yeah, he did go. Yikes. He did go 0-2.
Yeah, I did too. Debo. But yeah, if Carson Wentz, if he fails in Washington, he could still get another job, starting job. He's still good enough.
Boss Hog said his
account
was hacked.
This. Would you take him in Tampa?
Who?
Yes.
Who? Carson
yes,
Wentz?
I would.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be happy. I'll be happy.
And he's young enough. You still got a lot of years left.
I was about to say he's only been in the league 5, 6 years?
5.
Yeah, like 5 years.
Maybe 7?
Yeah. Nah, I think 7 is too long.
I don't think.
Carson Wentz.
I was about to say he hasn't been in the league that long.
6.
Maybe? Yeah, 5 years. I think 5 years, coming on 6. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
yeah,
I mean, all right.
Carson Wentz. 7 years. 7 years.
7 years. Okay. I'll still take him. He's better than that. He's way better than that.
I'll give you that all day long.
Hey, you better slow your roll.
Dak Prescott is an overrated quarterback.
You better slow your roll talking about a Cowboy.
Yes, Cowboy fans, I said what I said.
You better slow your roll talking about a Cowboy.
What?
Huh? You
Oh,
know,
wait. Hold on. Let me repeat that. Dak Prescott is an overrated quarterback.
mm,
That
Tell me I'm
I
wrong.
keep telling people I don't know what's wrong with people, man. I don't know what's wrong with people because I've been preaching people this. It's simple. How the Cowboys offensive line goes,
yeah.
that's how the team goes. That's been since Tony Romo. If that offensive line is good, they have a shot to win every game. If their offensive line is hurt or they're just blah, they looking probably at 3-17, the 3-14 season. And now you got what? How many? 3 people hurt on their offensive line?
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's why they just got beat down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Zeke can't do nothing about.
I think Zeke.
Zeke can't do nothing
not
unless
when you
the
don't have an
offensive line is
offensive line
running.
to run behind.
I think Zeke Elliott is washed. That's just my opinion.
He's
He
not
is.
washed.
Well,
He's not washed.
he ain't the same.
He's not washed.
He's not the same.
He's not washed. No, he's not washed. Zeke came in to the league with the best offensive line in the last 12 years. He didn't have to do too much. The first time he got contact, I think it was like 6 or 7 yards before he got contact.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting 6 yards a shot, no one's touching me for 6 yards. You know, my speed is already I'm already spooled up. You know, he's a power runner regardless. So it's like, okay. Well,
Okay,
when he comes out and that offensive line is bad, we already saw it. We see it all the time.
Well,
The
yeah,
last 2 years.
We saw it Sunday night. The man had 5 what was it? 5 or 6 carries for like 52 yards or something like that.
Right. And they're talking about they need to run Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard can do the same thing with Zeke.
Tony
If
Pollard.
the offensive line ain't working, no one's working.
Tony Pollard is more of
he's a scat back.
Yeah.
But he still listen, that offensive line is not working. No one's working. And then you just let the best receiver is still hurt. You let old boy go.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all feel like y'all can still win?
No, they ain't gonna win.
Yeah.
But I do have to ask you.
Your D line got hurt too.
So
they lost season.
Right. But let me ask you this.
Hey, Boss Hog agrees with me.
What are your guys'
Boss Hog said Zeke is washed like yesterday's laundry.
Oh.
Damn.
At least he went, no?
Look, dang, that fool said at least he went. No, but the reason I say Zeke is washed because I'm looking at some of the runs that obviously he would have made a few years ago, it's not about the offensive line necessarily. It's just he looks slow and he don't look like he lost all his quickness. So for a straight ahead runner like him, if the line ain't what it once was, and he had to move east and west more than north and south, he's done.
Debo,
Yeah.
both of y'all, do you remember our player Ernest Graham?
Yeah, I
Yes,
remember.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's Zeke. That's Zeke.
No, I was no.
Nah,
No,
man.
that's Zeke.
I give
That's
Zeke
Zeke.
a little more credit than that.
No,
He-
dude,
yeah,
no,
he's,
no.
he's a
Not,
little,
not,
he's a
not
little
much,
faster.
not much more.
Ernest Graham
He's a
was
little faster.
yeah,
But
well,
that's just he's in the same. They're the same player. They're the same build.
Ernest Graham
They're
was
the same player.
Ernest Graham was a
Well-
really good player for what he did though. I mean,
Well,
He wasn't
I'll
no-
say that.
You
wa-
had Ernest Graham did not have a good offensive line, and Ernest
Well,
Graham
man, you
made
can,
it
you
work.
can say that about 90% of our running backs, Carlton.
It is
I
what
mean,
it is.
shoot,
Sir.
Eric Brett didn't have a good offensive line. Matter of fact, the only two backs that really had good offensive line to run behind was Warwick Dunn and Mike Allstott.
yeah, that line there was pretty good. That line there was pretty good.
But again,
I do
Ernest
have-
Graham made it work.
Yeah.
What's
Yep.
what's the other dude? Oh, who won the Super Bowl? We let him go. He was running back.
Who, Allstott?
No. When after Gruden got fired, who was the head coach?
Raheem Morris.
Raheem Morris. Okay. Okay. Who's the running back? The power running back. My name
LeGarrette Blunt.
but he went to New England.
LeGarrette Blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt.
What?
Okay.
Yes.
He had a okay line. He made it work. And he's kind of like the same style of runner on Zeke. He's just shorter. He's a power back. Power backs need the offensive line to work.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So let me ask you this: based on the offensive line that we have now and what Leonard Fournette has been able to do, how do you think that is going to stack up against the Saints versus what it did against the Cowboys? Like, and I guess in other words, what do you see? What are your predictions for this Saints game coming up?
We should win this game. It's going to be a dogfight, but we should win because the Saints, the receivers are still new. They're still trying to figure out the ins and outs of the system. I heard Kamara is hurt. He's got a rib issue. So that's working with our favor. We still have to worry about that secondary. But the fact that we normally don't do a power run game in the middle of the field. We kind of flare out. Thank you for Tom Brady. That's the only That's the only reason I like Brady.
Yeah.
He forced us to actually flare out and throw the ball, with the running backs, but not try to power run. But we should win this game. We should. I don't know, because I hope they don't feel like, we beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys are they're in disarray. They were in disarray in the off season. They were losing players. They were making bad decisions, and they never helped themselves. So this game is going to be actually a test of how the team is going to go.
Well, I for one think that this is going to be the test, the first test for our defensive secondary.
Yeah, secondary still. I still don't like our Southern secondary.
Boss Hog got a prediction. Boss Hog says Bucks lose 31-24.
31-44.
24.
Oh, 24. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to put money on the game, I would not put money on the game. It's one of those, you know what? I'll just watch the game. I'm not gonna put money up, because we have the same issues on both teams. Offensive line is weak. We got good receivers, but the defensive line is weak, both of them. Secondaries are good. Well, the Saints secondary is good. Our defensive secondary is still. It's for me. It's one of those games. Whoever, it's cliche, but whoever makes the wrong decisions, the other team is gonna win.
Yeah.
Now, Brady needs to ball out, because he has been looking like Tom Brady in Michigan. Like, bro, what are you doing? You 22 years in the league, and you throwing stupid passes.
He probably feel like he got to get rid of the ball quick.
There was a couple of passes that he probably shouldn't have thrown.
Right.
But I do have to tell you, CC, I do disagree with you about one thing.
Oh, okay.
You said that our defensive line is not that good, and I think they look all right.
Bro, we played the Cowboys. Again, you can't gauge a Cowboy game. That's basically a preseason game.
But that's the only game we have right now.
That's okay. Let me put it in a different perspective. Comparing the Saints to us, we have lost more than the Saints lost defensively. They're basically bringing. I think they lost Quan Alexander. They switched out two players they switched out two safeties and got basically the same production. They still have their Like their line is still solid. We changed our line. We got new players.
I mean,
listen,
yes,
bro.
yes
I
and no.
don't care what you say. When you lose JPP and Sue, that's a huge loss.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a huge loss.
But
what?
Did we lose him?
Oh.
But
here's the thing.
Thought you hung up.
You know,
on us,
I
man.
mean, we do have the rookie, or I'm sorry, the second year guy. What's his name?
Okay.
Turan? Oh, okay. I mean, he did his job last Sunday. We brought in Hicks. I mean, is that a mind blowing acquisition? No, but he is solid enough. I mean, if you really look at it, we only switched out two players. Granted, there are two major players, but we only switched out two players. JPP and the Ndamukong Suh.
Talking about the production, bro.
Yeah.
Hicks is good. Hicks is good. I'm not going. He's good. And I think that's a even trade with Hicks and Sue. But that coming off that edge, man.
Yeah. Right. And I understand that. But
coming off that edge, bro.
Like I said, the only thing we have to go by is the Dallas game. The Dallas game, regardless of how beat up they were or what have you, the second year guy, number 9, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, for him,
I got you.
I thought he played a good game. He showed a lot of he showed a lot of flash. He showed a lot of flash ability to, get off the blocks, use his speed to his advantage, and I was impressed with his game all around.
Well, and that is what the Bucks are going to need to do in order, as part of what I feel should be their game plan. Because if you get Winston uncomfortable, that's when he starts making the throws, and that's when he starts making the mistakes. If he has all day in the pocket, he's as good as any other quarterback in the league. But if you get in there and you make him uncomfortable, okay, that's where the bread and butter is. But this is also where I say this is going to be a test for that defensive secondary, because you can get him uncomfortable all day long. He's still going to make that throw. If our secondary starts going back to how they were last year, then it's not going to matter if Winston's uncomfortable or not. He's still going to make the throws. He still has a receiving core that is out there that is, I mean, by all intents and purposes, not that bad.
No, they got
not that bad. He's probably, honestly, he probably has a top 3 receiving core this league.
I
don't know about that.
Who?
I wouldn't say a top 3, but it's definitely up there.
Who?
And
give me the names, because the crew that they have, man, it's scary.
All right, so the crew we got is better than the crew they got. That's number one. That's one crew.
Oh, okay. And the crew Minnesota has is better than
Minnesota got a pretty good receiving core. Buffalo Bills got a fantastic receiving core.
Buffalo.
Okay. I mean, listen, they pretty good. I would say top 10, top 5, top 10, somewhere in that area.
I'll give top 5 because
They got a
we
good
know
receiving core.
we know Jarvis. We know Jarvis.
We know what he gonna do.
He's a killer.
Yeah.
We know Mike. We know Mike gonna do his thing.
And then they brought in
But
some other guys. I think they got a young receiver that they just drafted that's pretty talented. So
yeah. So
no, they gonna
and
get
then
challenged.
we got
they gonna
they
get
have
challenged.
Taysom Hill on top of that. You know, the flank.
And
You know, we can't. You know, we have to think about a whole lot of stuff, man.
No, and you can't forget about Kamara out the backfield as a receiver either.
Right.
So they got weapons.
So, you know, like I say, I'll say top 5. I'll say top 5.
Okay, I'll give you top 5.
I'll say, you know, it's again, like I say, it's gonna be whoever makes the biggest mistake, the other team is gonna win.
Well, you know, the thing is that both quarterbacks, when they get uncomfortable, do tend to make mistakes. Now,
well, that's any quarterback though. I mean, we already know the recipe for Brady. You know, he's not mobile. So you got to get up the middle. You got to get a rush up the middle. Winston, you just got to get him moving. Like you get Winston with the happy feet, and that's the Winston you want, because he gonna feel like he either has to make a play or he just gonna chuck a ball up there, just trying to get rid of it before he take the sack. Like last week, he pulled the Jameis. It didn't get picked off, but he was getting sacked and he was going down, and he just threw the ball. And I'm like,
well, and see,
man,
well, and again, this is why I say the defensive secondary needs to play on those Saints receivers like they were playing on the Dallas receivers.
They won't be able to.
They cannot do this little revert back to playing off the receiver. You play off of any of those receivers, they're going to burn you, especially Jarvis Landry.
Well, yeah, see, the thing about Landry is this. The thing about Landry is Landry isn't flashy, and honestly, dude don't even look like he running that fast. But
no, he's like how did he get
wide open?
How did he get wide open so quickly and smoothly, and like he's 45 yards down the field?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, because like I said,
and last week, that's what he does.
He's done it. He's done it since the day he's come in the league. I don't think there's a player in the league that has caught more balls than Jarvis Landry since the time he's come into the league. Dude,
that's why I don't understand why Cleveland let him go.
It's Cleveland.
I don't get that.
It is Cleveland again. I understand. I understand you wanting to upgrade the quarterback position. Nobody's debating that Deshaun Watson is an upgrade over Baker Mayfield. But the true debate is, why did you feel like you had to fully guarantee $250 million? Mahomes
that was
don't even have that much guaranteed money.
No. And I mean, you know, the thing is that I honestly feel like Deshaun Watson was always going to go to Cleveland. I think these other teams that he was talking to or whatever, honestly,
it wasn't Deshaun Watson's choice. I mean, it was whoever.
He was going to Atlanta. He was going to Atlanta. That's why
Man,
Cleveland made that power move.
Yeah.
He was going to Atlanta. That's
Man,
that's
see,
the only reason
you
Cleveland
you
made
just
that
got
power
you
move.
just
Yeah. The trade was done.
you just got
I mean,
you just got
the
all
way
these Atlanta Falcon fans
No.
mad at you.
the way
CC.
the way that they was talking before
Yeah.
Cleveland came in the picture and just made the offer,
Yeah.
all intents and purposes was Watson was finna be a Falcon, because I can remember in the
Yeah.
in the sports groups, a lot of Bucks fans was like, man, this dude coming to our division, and I was like,
Right.
man, I don't want him here.
It would have been Cam Newton all over again.
Yeah, but Watson is a
no.
better thrower than Cam Newton.
No, he's better than Cam. Throwing the ball? Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
He's
lot
way
better.
I
better than
meant
Cam.
as far as the type of quarterback that is big, that can take off and run at any
Okay.
given point in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
And yes, you're right.
Yeah.
He is a better thrower than Newton. He absolutely is. And you know what? For one, I'm glad that he's not in Atlanta, because honestly, that would have been a problem. That would have been a big problem.
And talking about Atlanta, I wasn't too Atlanta kind of came out and played some inspiring football for a half. I don't know what happened in the second half, but bro, that's coaching. That's
They
coaching,
did-
man.
They
That's
did
coaching.
Atlanta. They
You
did what Atlanta always
you
does.
know what happened.
I know
You know what happened.
I know what happened.
You
but
know what happened.
I'm just saying, like,
You know what happened.
this is a completely different coaching staff, and they did
You
the
know what
same
happened.
thing. They did the same thing that Atlanta been doing for the last 5 seasons. They get up these humongous leagues, and then they just disappear. Like, listen, credit to the New Orleans Saints for adjusting in the second half and coming back and winning that game. But you cannot tell me from watching half number 1 to half number 2
Oh yeah.
that the Falcons didn't do something that just allowed New Orleans to just become wide open. And in the first half, dude, they couldn't move the ball at all. I'm like, Falcons was all over.
Right.
They were playing
Okay.
press man coverage. They was bringing pressure from all kind of angles. Winston was off the mark. He couldn't hit nothing. No receivers was open. And second half, all of a sudden, freaking Thomas can't be guarded. Freaking Landry wide open. They throwing bombs all over the place. And the defense went to sleep. I'm like,
but if you think about it, that's exactly what happened in the Super Bowl.
I know that, but what I'm saying
Yeah.
is,
exactly what happened in the Super Bowl.
what I'm saying is, it's not the same coaching staff.
It's the same energy.
But
Exactly.
They feel like they already won. And they took their foot off the pedal.
They was up 16 at the beginning of the fourth. 16.
Yeah. And they were up over 20 in the Super Bowl. So what you
Well,
want?
no, that's different. That's different. Tom Brady and the New England Patriots ain't on the other side of the ball. That's the Super Bowl. That's different.
It might as well have been.
It can't. I just
Because that second half, that Falcons defense had Jameis Winston looking like he was Tom Brady.
and you know what's crazy, right? You know, we've had our, obviously, Jameis, Marcus Mariota, yada yada, that argument over and over and over. Mariota didn't have a terrible game. He played good. They used him well. They used his legs,
Yeah.
which you need. That's what you want to do. You want to utilize his legs, his speed, get him on the edges. He could throw on the run pretty good, so they utilize that. Second half, none of it. I mean, defensively, offensively, the Falcon coaching staff just said, okay, we won the first half. I'm happy. Let's just go ahead and lose this game. That's
Debo, it's the same story, just with different characters.
I guess you could just be
I mean,
you could be Jinx like that. That was crazy, man. Cause we was even talking about it, and I was posting about it. I'm like, man, the Falcons look really good. Like defensively, there's 10 new starters on that defense from last season. That was a whole different energy, a whole different level of intensity that the Falcons defense hadn't played in years. And I was like, okay, they might actually be better than I expected. Maybe they still will be, but you can't finish teams off. It doesn't matter what you did before that if you can't finish teams off.
right. But I mean, again, what do you expect from the Falcons? I mean, come on, for Pete's sakes, we're talking about the same team that decided to put a Chick-fil-A in their football stadium.
Yeah, that might. And Chick-fil-A ain't open on Sundays.
Exactly.
Is the Chick-fil-A? If they not open on Sundays anywhere in the country, they can't be open on Sundays in the stadium, right?
That's correct.
Nope. Closed, period.
See,
So
I didn't know they put a Chick-fil-A in
They are
this.
literally open for two games of the year. Their Thursday night game and their Monday night game, if they have one.
All right.
But they are open for other venues.
Yeah, of course.
On certain days.
Yeah, because they're not playing on Sundays. So everybody else getting the benefit of Chick-fil-A except for, Falcons fans. Or,
Correct.
any event on a Sunday.
The Hawks fans, they get
really
it.
Smart idea. I mean, okay.
Probably should have went with it. Probably should have went with that Popeyes chicken, but
no.
This food said
no.
Popeyes chicken.
No. No.
Love that chicken.
The stadium will burn. The stadium will burn now.
Why?
Because
don't do it. Don't do it, man. Don't do
They
it.
can't even keep the chicken they have on a regular day. They sell out.
Oh, you know what?
Immediately.
But hey, you know what? You right. Like the Popeyes chicken here by me, and it's only one in the whole area. Like in my area, it's only one Popeyes within a 15-minute drive. Then it's another one about another 15 away from that one. So it's very limited Popeyes, but you would think, being that you the only Popeyes and you get all this business, that you would cook this chicken if you a lot faster and have it ready. Where you go to Popeyes, order your food, you may not leave the store. You might be waiting 30 minutes for your chicken. I don't know if it's like that everywhere. I know it's like that here. So
here's the thing, because I can give you guys a little bit of insight, because I used to be a manager for a Popeyes chicken, and I can tell you that when you are busy, you are constantly dropping that chicken, because from
your Popeyes
the time
different.
That you take the chicken. What you mean my Popeyes?
Because
is different?
the Popeyes I go to, when they busy, you walk in that Popeyes and look back there. Hey, all those chicken racks empty.
Line.
And it's a whole line sitting there waiting for their orders.
No.
Hey, listen, I was doing.
Okay, my Popeyes was different, because I didn't have line.
I was doing Uber Eats and I was picking up no lie. I was picking up a Uber Eats order for somebody from a Popeyes. And I walk
Man,
in
but
I walk into Popeyes, it's two people in front of me, and they say, if you're here to pick up an order, I've already been here 30 minutes. And
man,
I-
well, okay. This is not a lie. How long do you think my average wait time was?
well, if you said it wasn't no line, I'm thinking maybe like 3 minutes.
You were
No,
in. You were in.
a minute and a half
You
was
bragging
my
though.
average order
You
time.
was in the country though. People got to drive 30 minutes just to get to the Popeyes. They ain't coming.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, no. We were in the country, but man, dude, we were right on the main highway. We were right on the toll road.
Okay.
What city?
Howell, Indiana.
Is that anywhere around?
Let me get my logistics up to the bat. Certain parts of Indiana is not the South.
No, it's not. It's far from it.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
In Indiana, they actually take their time, go to the grocery store, and they cook their food.
Right.
Here in the South, if they don't feel like cooking,
They ain't cooking.
they going straight. They going to two places.
Publix.
Nasty ass KFC. We're not even gonna talk about KFC. They go. I'm not KFC. I'm sorry. They go to churches.
No, they don't. No,
Or
they don't.
Popeyes.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, they do.
Who go to churches?
Trust me, bro.
Who?
Trust me, bro.
Man.
In Florida,
Man,
churches
listen.
is a institution.
Man, listen. Churches
It's the
so-
worst.
Churches
It's the,
is
it's
nasty,
the worst
bro.
place.
Churches is nasty.
It's the worst place to get your food from. But
No, what
You
I'm
want
saying
some? You
is
want some
that-
dry, non-flavored chicken? Yeah, you go ahead and go to church. That's what you getting.
Mhm.
And some freaking fried okra.
listen, bro.
And some fried okra.
But
It-
no,
That's the draw. That fried okra. No one sells fried okra
No, they don't.
other than churches.
It's nasty too.
Who?
It's nasty, dude.
but
Yeah,
no,
it
It's
is.
nasty.
But no, what I'm saying for the Popeyes that I ran, we dealt with travelers and truck drivers all day.
So you had
So-
to be quick.
Like, oh yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So-
no. These people are not waiting no 30, 45 minutes. No, a minute and a half is what my order time was.
Well,
So
we
I know
need
if
you.
I can do it, they can do it.
We need you down here then, so we can pick that speed.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I will come out of restaurant management retirement for $100,000 a year.
Hey, you
You need more than that.
bruh.
You need more than that.
If,
And
I
you
tell
know what,
If you fix,
Debo,
if you
William, you know what? I'm gonna have to call a spade a spade. And you probably won't want to hear it, but I have to call a spade a spade.
Huh.
In certain areas in the South,
he
what's
trying to
the
figure
proper
out
word.
he trying to figure out a good way to
The proper word is.
listen, man. You trying to figure out a good way to get it out. Just just leave it alone, man.
You throw it.
Please.
Okay. You're right. You're right.
You gonna
I'm gonna give a damn about that kind of stuff.
You gonna get
A
us
whole lot of
you gonna get us
a
canceled,
whole
man.
lot of them MFers are ghetto as hell. So it's when I say ghetto, and I'm not talking about a certain race of people. It's some serious ghetto ass white folk, black folk.
Oh, there is.
So I seen some Indian folks ghetto as hell. When I say Indian, I'm talking about the Haji.
You mean working
with
at
the turban.
Working at Popeyes?
I ain't talking about Native American. I'm talking about Indian ghetto. It's a lot of those establishments are ghetto as hell. And when you see on YouTube the line is wrapped around down the street for some chicken, a chicken sandwich. That's a ghetto ass establishment.
Yep.
I don't give a damn about those. I don't give a damn about no council culture. Your ass is ghetto. GHETTO, ghetto. Your ass is ghetto.
Speaking of that chicken sandwich.
Hold on, William. Hold on. That white mom who has 3 kids in her car going to Popeyes and get some chicken sandwiches, she ghetto as hell. The same thing as the black mama. Ghetto as hell. Take your ass to the grocery store and season your own food, cook for them damn children, not from some goddamn Popeyes. Ghetto ass. Goddamn. Your ass is ghetto. You a fucking ghetto rat. Excuse me. Take your ass. He talking. Okay, let me push it more. Let me push it further. You got Chick-fil-A. The line is stupid. They ghetto as hell because they feel like they're too uppity. You still waiting in line, ghetto ass. You ghetto. You don't want to go to Wendy's because I don't like the square burger. You still ghetto because I'm gonna tell you a secret, right? And most people don't even know it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, and you can Google you use your Google machine and tell the truth. Wendy's owns Popeyes. You're getting the same food, dumbass.
Why you going?
So Wendy's, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth, Debo. You know me. I'm telling the truth. So you getting the same. You don't want to go to Wendy's. Wendy's has no line. Oh, I just want a chicken sandwich. Go to Wendy's. You don't have to deal with the line. It's the same chicken. Wendy's owns Popeyes. That's why when they had their little chicken sandwich wars on Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, I was just going to Wendy's.
Wendy's never got into it because they own it.
So it's, you know what? I didn't know that. So.
Wendy's owns Popeyes. So a PSA for the ghetto ass people. Check your Google. You know what? Use your phone. Hold on. Use your phone because your broke ass can't even own a laptop. So use your phone. Type in Google. Who owns Google or who owns Popeyes, and you learn something. Ghetto ass.
Well, so I do got to correct you on something, Carlton. Wendy's no longer owns Popeyes. They actually sold out to Restaurant Brands International. Restaurant Brands International is the people that bought Burger King. They also bought they were also the ones that bought that just bought Firehouse Subs and everything like that. But at one point,
so when did they sell out? When did they sell out?
2017, I believe.
Oh, that's recent.
2017.
2017,
yeah,
right? Okay. Listen. To further my point, the chicken war started before I got sick in 2019. So that was 2017, 18.
Yeah.
That was the height of the chicken sandwich war.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy's got all that money. Wendy's got all that money. And then the chicken war died. Now, you can find... Huh? The chicken war died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the chicken sandwich war died.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Wendy's got all that money.
Was no more than the publicity stuff.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so
you're listening to the Rat Pack Sports Show. And while you may tune in and expect sports, we got chicken for you.
Go to your grocery store. Go to your Publix. Go to Wendy's. Whatever grocery store you shop at. Buy your own chicken.
I do.
The time you was gonna wait in line for an hour, 2 hours trying to get a chicken sandwich, you could have seasoned your chicken properly the way you want it. Had more than just spending $5, $6 for a chicken sandwich. You could have spent $8 and got a pack of chicken for 3 or 4 days. Didn't have to burn gas. And most of y'all ass don't even have a damn AC in your car. You need to take your car to Meineke and get that fixed. Ghetto ass.
All righty. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you all listening to the show tonight.
I'm sorry, Debo. Debo, I'm sorry, Debo.
But
listen, who else can call me ghetto other than I can talk to the people because they ghetto as hell. I'm ghetto at certain times. I wouldn't pass that. I wouldn't pass that for you and William, Sean, whoever. I'll take it. I'll open up. You know what? You know what? If you want to complain, you can go to first and foremost, Cash App Carlton Cook at Left Field Correspondent. Send that money. And if you're too ghetto and you don't have any more money because you spend all your money on booze and weed, you can go on my page on Facebook and add me, and we can hash it out. Don't call Debo. Don't call William. Call me because William didn't say nothing to you. Actually, William tried to correct me, and thank you for your correction. But I was right for the most part. But If you want to argue, cash out me. I'll $2. You know, I'll argue with you $2. Cash out me or Facebook me, or you can hit me on Twitter. On Twitter, what's my Twitter name? I don't even remember. But well, you can find me.
And ladies and gentlemen,
You know that short term memory is a bear, bro.
and ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at Rat Pack Sports on Twitter. That is Rat Pack Sports with a Z. You can find us on Facebook, Rat Pack Sports Show, as well as group and like page. You can hit up me. You can hit up Left Field Correspondent. You can hit up William, and
Get over ass.
you know, we appreciate y'all listening, and we'll see you guys Sunday night, man. We just gonna end this. We just
Stop beating your children. Your children were right. You're a bad parent.
We just gonna end the
Get over
show.
ass.
We just gonna end the show on that note, and we'll see you guys Sunday night. And Left Field Correspondent has went straight ham sandwich.
Stop rolling weed and learn how to cook.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Take your kids to a park. Learn to throw a ball to them. Do something. Get her ass.
we out of here, man. We will see you guys Sunday night. Appreciate you. Hey,
Take care of your mama.
download us on Podbean.
Stop stealing from your mama. Stop stealing from your grandmama.
We out here, man. This is Rat Pack Sports Show.
Get her ass.
We signing out for the night.
Y'all.
Peace.
Stop it.
Left Field Correspondent Carter Cook, ladies and gentlemen.